Hello friends, my name is Nand Kumar Singh. Today I am teach about computer system organization and unit 4 input output organization. The first topic of unit 4 input output organization is peripheral device. The input output organization of computers depend upon the size of computer and the peripherals connected to it. The input output system of the computer provides an efficient mode of communication between the central system and the outside environment. The most common input output devices are that we all know about monitor, keyboard, mouse, printer, magnetic tapes, magnetic discs, etc. etc. The very second topic is input output interface. Firstly, we know about interface. Interface means medium. Medium, that means input output interface provides a method of transferring information between internal storage and external input output devices. It means transferring the data or information between internal or external input output devices. Peripheral connected to a computer need special communication links for interfacing them with the central processing unit. The purpose of communication link is resolve the difference that exists between the central computer and each peripheral. Determine the underlines. Underlines means, please noted the underlines. Special communication links and resolve the difference that exist between the central computer and each peripheral. The major differences are: first, peripherals are electromechanical and electromagnetic device, and CPU and memory are electronic devices. Therefore, a conversion of single values may be needed. The data transfer rate of peripheral is usually slower than the transfer rate of CPU, and consequently a synchronization mechanism may be needed. Point to be noted. The third point is data codes and formats in the peripheral differ from the word format in the CPU and memory. The fourth, the operating modes of peripherals are different from each other and must be controlled so as not to disturb the operation of the peripherals connected to the CPU. Here we see the diagram of connection of input output bus to input output device. Please see processor connected with data, address and control bus, that all are connected with interfaces to communicate keyboard, printer and magnetic disk. It means we have three buses: data bus who perform data communication, address bus for address communication and the control bus to communicate controls. These components are called interface units because they interface between the processor bus and the peripheral devices. Input output bus and interface module. It defines the typical link between the processor and several peripherals. The input output bus consists of data lines, address lines and control lines. The input output bus from the processor is attached to all peripheral interface to communicate with a particular device. The processor places a device address on address lines. Each interface records the address and control received from the input output bus, interrupts them from peripherals and provides signals for the peripheral controller. It is also synchronize the data flow and supervise the transfer between peripheral and processor. Each peripheral has its own controller, just like the printer controller for paper motion, for printing. The control lines are referred as input-output command. The commands are as following. The first command is control command. Control command is used to activate the peripheral and to inform it what to do. Status command. Status command is used to test various status conditions in the interface and the peripheral. Data output command. A data output command causes the interface to respond by transferring data from the bus into one of its registers. Data input command. The data input command is the opposite of the data output. In this case, the interface receives the item of data from the peripheral and places it is its buffer register. The very next topic is asynchronous data transfer. What is asynchronous data transfer? This scheme is used when speed of input-output device do not match with microprocessor and timing characteristics of input-output device is not predictable. In this method, process initiated the device and checked its status. As a result, CPU has to wait till input-output device is ready to transfer data. When device is ready, CPU issues instructions for input-output transfer. In this method, two types of techniques are used based on signals before data transfer. The first is stop control and the second is handshaking. Then what is stop control? Please see. The stop control method of asynchronous data transfer employs a single control line to time each transfer. The stop may be activated by either the source or the destination unit. Please see the diagram. Source unit connected with data bus and stop for designation unit. That is the block diagram. And the second B diagram is the timing diagram of stop. Data is valid, then stop are digital lines. For the stop, in the block diagram A, the database carries the binary information from source to designation unit typically. The bus has multiple lines to transfer an entire byte or word. The stop is a single line that informs the designation unit when a valid data word is available. Then the second diagram, timing diagram, the source unit first plays the data on the data bus. The information on the data bus and stop signal remain in the active state to allow the designation unit to receive the data. Then, what is the disadvantage of stop signal? The disadvantage of the stop method is that the source unit initiated the transfer has no way to knowing whether the designation unit has actually received the data item that was placed in the bus. Similarly, a designation unit that initiated the transfer has no way to knowing whether the source unit has actually placed the data on bus. The handshaking method solve this problem. What is handshaking? The handshaking method solves the problem of stall method by introducing a second control signal that provides a reply to the unit that initiated the transfer. Principle of handshaking. What is the principles of handshaking? The basic principles of the two-wire handshaking method of data transfer is as follow. One control line. One control line is in the same direction as the data flows in the bus from the source to designation. It is used by source unit to inform the designation unit whether there are valid data in the bus. The other control line is in the other direction from the destination to the source. It is used by the destination unit to inform the source whether it can accept the data. The sequence of control during the transfer depends on the unit that initiated the transfer. Source initiated transfer using handshaking. The sequence of events shows 4 possible states that the system can be at any given time. The source unit initiated the transfer by placing the data on the bus and enabling its data valid signal. Then the data accepted signal is activated. Data accepted signal is activated by the designation unit after it accepts the data from the bus. The source unit then disable its data accepted signal and the system goes into its initial state. Please see the diagram. Source unit that connects designation unit with the help of data bus, data valid lines, data accepted lines. Please see the sequence of event diagram very carefully. Okay, that is destination initiated data transfer using handshaking. The name of the signal generated by the destination unit has been changed to ready for data to reflect its new meaning. The source unit in this case does not place data on the bus until after it receives the ready for data signals from the destination units. From there on, the handshaking procedure follows the same pattern as in the source initiated case. The only difference between the source initiated and the destination initiated transfer is in their choice of initial phase. Just like this, source unit to destination unit. Here data bus lines, data valid lines, not data accepted line, ready for data, and the sequence of event you can see: place the data on bus, enable data valid, communicates with accepted data from bus, then that is communicate with disable data valid, invalid data bus on bus, that connected with ready to accept data, enable ready for data, then that connected with place the data on bus, enable data valid. Advantages of handshaking methods. The first advantage is the handshaking scheme provides degree of flexibility and reliability because the successful completion of data transfer relies on active participation of both units. The second, if any of one unit is faulty, the data transfer will be completed. Such an error that can be detected by means of a timeout mechanism which provides an alarm if the data is not completed within time.